Hello and welcome to Waste Breakfast. We all discuss about everything governance, mental health, self-development, and of course entertainment. My name is Gospel Israel and I'm joined by my amazing co-anchor, Joy. Hi, buddy. This one why they do your art like this. I don't understand. What's that? Let me even tell you. I really don't know why Joy literally came onto this set. Guess what? She's giving me the whole big auntie vibe.
Of course, yes.
Big auntie vibe.
I know. Are you joking?
You feel like you sleep well.
Are you joking?
You woke up on the right side of the bed.
No, sleep well.
What's the inspiration behind this? Your clothes like this? Behind this?
You don't want to know it's heat.
Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
God, it is heat. I'm like, no, you know what? I'm not going to go through what I went through yesterday.
Okay. Today,
I'll come prepared. Oh. You know, when I saw that mother's rain yesterday,
yeah.
I said, see, this rain is a signal that
Holy Ghost.
It's a signal that the heat that we come today might be double fold. So I said, okay, you know what? Let me prep for it very well. So I said, I had to go through my closet. Everything I had was just not going to work. And then I saw this. Because I is now in remembrance of when I became a handsy, have a shy. That's it. Of course.
No, but seriously, it does fit you though. But you didn't give me the memo on time, you know. When I bring the whole big auntie, you know.
Don't worry, stop it. We're not supposed to be like, just stay where you are.
I don't understand. Is it why I miss Oni on this set? Don't do that.
Yeah, speaking of Oni, Oni Luana, I don't know, but I really miss you. I have not argued in
a long
days.
While. I don't have the power for argument. I just state my point.
I miss Oni like crazy. I miss Oni, man.
Right.
I do miss
So let's talk about you, Joy. How you feeling? How you doing?
I'm okay.
Are you sure? You know, when you came in today, I wanted to ask you like how you faring because I knew like things went down and all of those things, right? But I just wanted to know how you feeling. But when you came in, you were literally. I don't think I see like when you came in like that.
Yeah,
because,
you didn't see me because
I was still doing my makeup. I know.
Of course, I know you didn't see me because immediately I came in here, I just went straight to the bed and I tried to take a nap.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to sleep to gather myself again because hey, it wasn't funny, but hey, to me, as usual, I'd always tell myself, you definitely had to go through what you went through because you needed to learn. Because guess what? Something is waiting for you at the forefront, and you need to pass through this process to know how to handle it and to know how to go around it. So, for everything that has happened to you, you need to learn a moral lesson and a story from it because there's always a lesson attached to it.
So I get your point, yeah. But I still feel like we've spoken about this a whole lot of times. How do people actually cope when you are in a certain kind of space? For me now, when I'm in a certain kind of space, I consider it my right. I don't think I get angry or I get pissed with people or at people if you're not disturbing me. Like when you're trying to make it look like, oh, I don't have a right to this thing. That's when I have a problem, right? So I think that's why, regardless of what you tell me, if it's not an insultive word or if it's not bringing in the insult vibes, I literally would behave like I don't care. But once you try to make it look like, oh, you can step on my rights, that's when I become like offensive and kind of rude and aggressive, right? So what would be your probably like advice or to people that are in this kind of shoes?
Okay, so
or how do you, when you're in this kind of shoes, right, how do you kind of distress or, you know?
So basically for me, it's a thing of, I always tell myself, I like my body size for one thing. I feel like my body size helped me to develop that thick skin to shield away some things.
Okay.
And my kind of shielding is even a bit different because I might not speak up.
Okay.
I might not say it. I just deal with it in me and quietly let it die a natural death, and that's the end of it all. But really to everyone who maybe you're in a space where you don't just get why things happen to you and then they just get to happen to you. Yeah. And you're wondering, how do you... Because again, you want to state that you're not a fool. You know what you're doing. So they can't just take you for granted and then treat you anyhow or say anything to you and you just swallow it hook, line, and sinker. So there's always a way where you can mitigate around all of these things and still just for peace sake. At some point, it's okay to flare. It's okay to go haywire. It's okay to just get out of the blues. But at some point, you just realize that, you know what, it's just for a short time.
It's not worth it.
It's just for a short time. It's definitely going to last me. It's not going to last me for the rest of my life. So I might as well just put it behind me look at what's forward.
Makes sense. Brilliant one. You know, I just feel when I see you sometimes I consider you strong, you know, because I think we've had a whole lot of conversations that has to do with the whole mental stress and, you know, family background and all of that. And I just see you as one strong person.
Don't
And
worry.
today now you not came on this set with your big auntie back. No. This girl did me dirty. You did me. Me, and I went to go and be
Oh my
looking
God.
corporate. Nobody should even ask me what's the
You're-
inspiration. There's no
you're
inspiration.
right. When the heat starts,
There's no
you'll be all right.
inspiration. Oh my God. I love the fact that we even started in this note. I wanted to ask you what's your hobbies because I love dancing. And I mean, today we'll be talking about the whole dancing thing.
Yeah, Mali, ma fagala. Eh, Mali, banana.
Come on.
Banana, and that's because we have a dancer today, so
Yes,
I'm
yes,
excited.
yes.
I can't wait to dive into the conversation
Right.
today.
But don't skip that question. I literally asked you, do you know how to dance?
I just do a na finish.
yeah,
What do you
yeah.
want me to do
Yeah,
again?
sorry. No,
Abba,
no
don't
vex.
put my bum bum.
No.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh my God. So yeah, speaking to that, right? Today's topic is career perspective, the act of choreography in Nigeria. But I mean, before we even go into that, let's take a moment to catch up on the latest headlines around the globe. Please stay with us. You're still watching Waste Breakfast. I'll be taking you on a captivating journey with The Punch, Nigeria's prime newspaper. The major headlines read, Vandalism worsened grid, collapse as gas shortage slashes power supply. Transmission Company of Nigeria discuss blame gas shortage, vandalism for frequent collapses, film beg customers. Transmission Company of Nigeria plans fresh investment in power infrastructure as grid collapses 6-year time in 2024. Okay, so bottom of the newspaper, Yoruba Nation, lecturer defends participation, police parade 21. Testimony backlash, Dynamis apologizes as Abuja testifier meets NHA wife. Next to that, we have the Oromoni father kicks as coroner blames parents, doctor for teenager's death. Above the masthead, state police law amendment may take 2 years. Naira nears 1,000 per dollar at parallel market. Dangote modular refineries to pay Naira for crude. Lastly, at the right side of the masthead, Nigeria foreign direct investment fell by $19 billion in 10 years, and this was said by Edwin. So that's all on the headline for the Punch newspaper. The headline that piqued my interest is the headline above the masthead, the second one, that says Naira nears 1,000 per dollar at parallel market. So yes, the Naira has continued its resurgence against the United States dollar, appreciating to 1,136 naira to a dollar at the official market and 1,015 naira to a dollar at the parallel market at the close of trading activities on Monday. That was yesterday. Now, this was said by the traders, and they also predict that before this week runs out, the naira to dollar would actually go down to 1,000 naira. So this is me saying hallelujah, somebody. Look at Joy. I remember me and Joy had this conversation, and Joy said, I remember, Joy, you said, and I quote, I'm not seeing what is really going on until naira becomes 800 naira. Then I can say, yes, Nigeria government is doing well. Are they doing well now or not?
We're 2 steps away from getting.
It's a lie. You give honor to who honor is due to.
And that's what I'm saying. We are 2 steps away from getting that honor. That answer you're asking me right now, we're 2 steps away from getting it. So when we get to that 2 step, then we'll have the answer.
Let's hear your headlines, Joy.
All right. Good morning, everyone. And this morning I will be reviewing the Guardian newspaper from the United Kingdom. And the major story reads that Iranian attack will be met with a response, says top Israeli general. This is well. Right underneath that, I have Trump in New York courts as hush money trial begins. And above the masthead, there is a picture story that says how I learned to love being bold. And that's by Stuart Heritage, and that's on page 2 of the newspaper. And right beside that is a fashion story that reads, can anything stop the rise of fast fashion brand Shein? Shein, I think that's Shein. Have you used the Shein dress before?
No.
Okay, so I had a friend who made use of that dress, and they were actually affordable.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, quite affordable on their website, and you pay in dollars for sure, but it was really, really affordable. Then, no, that was
Not
like,
now.
I think that was last year. Yeah, that was last year. But anyways, the story that I want to quickly touch on this morning, it's not just an international story, but it's a story that calls for worldwide concern.
Yeah.
And that includes you and myself sitting down here also saying it. And the story reads that Iranian attack will be met with a response, says top Israeli general. And the major story reads that Israel's top general has said the country would respond to Iran's missile and drone attack, but it remains unclear what form that response would take and whether it would be so forceful that it could tip a worsening spiral of violence into a full-scale regional war. Now, U.S. officials said that some form of a counter to Iran's attack, which involved more than 300 missiles and drones, was almost inevitable, but the Biden administration was still hoping it would be limited counter-strike and not aim at Iranian territory. Now, the Israel Defense Force Chief of Staff, that's Lieutenant General Herzi Halvi, gave the clearest confirmation so far that since the attack, Israel will strike back. So yesterday, I had a meeting with my boss, and my boss said, this war that Iran has started, it is only God that can help us, because right now we don't know where we are going to when it comes to the world space and the global space. Now we don't know where we're going to. And you see this thing that I've been singing since God knows when, like an anthem. It's not by war. It's not by showing I have the highest ammunitions. It's not by showing I have the most powerful ammunitions. Because guess what? I have no business with your missile. I have no business with the drone. They didn't even hit my country. Neither did they hit my state. Talk more or less. Thing happens. And Israel decides to embark on this response. Because clearly the story even says they don't, right now nobody knows, or rather it is unclear what the form of response will be. If it's just going to be you do me, I do you back, or
I do it for you for
first to do, no they pay. No, there's a definition for do me, I do you back, and then first to do, no they pay, and second to do, they pay.
I got you.
So me, I will just please and lend my own little voice out there to be big. Some of us, we are too big to run. I beg. I can't. I've heard stories of World War One. I've heard stories of World War II, and I don't want to tell my children stories of World War III. Let it be that it is what I heard I'm coming to tell you back, not what I saw or what I participated in or what I was, God forbid, I won't be a victim of, or nobody, by God's grace, will be a victim of. But this is just me saying that please and please, Iran, it's not hard. I'm sorry. Will do a long way. I know that it doesn't make any sense to you guys. We're trying to form a lot of, I have the best ammunitions and this and that, but hey, let's consider the others, and for peace sake, let's stop the war. Thank you.
So in agreement with you, that's all the news on the global space. Before we go for a break, it's important to inform you that we're having a guest ready to shake the table. Our amazing guest is no other person than Benjamin Daniel. Please stay with us.
Members of our House of Assembly or the National Assembly, who you have said are supposedly our representatives, who are supposed to be representing our interests, making laws that will be executed by the executive. These same people who you are saying that need to help us are people who have been helping themselves in the past. These are people who have only made laws that only hold us accountable and not necessarily them. Again, in the recent past, we've seen them fight for cars and monies and sitting allowances that are much more higher than the amount of money that a university professor takes home as his pay. And most of these professors still haven't received their pay. Who's to say that these same people that you're talking about accountability on their past will cut off their nose to spite their face?
The major thing that we must look into, our leaders, the leaders, who are the pilots of this democratic system. That's the leaders of the country, the people in governance, the governors, the president, and every leader in every tier of government. How are they elected? How do they get into these offices? How do we put them in this position of power to make laws for us, to direct our affairs and all that? That takes me to our electoral process. All right? So the citizens can do without the right framework, without the right laws that will check people in government from abusing their authority, from siphoning funds meant for the development of their society. The members of the House of Assembly are the representatives of the people.
Thanks for staying with us. Today we'll be discussing on a very interesting topic. Before I say subject, they are literally just almost the same thing, right? So yeah, career perspective, the active choreography in Nigeria. Remember, you can join the conversation by either sending an SMS message, WhatsApp message, or even calling. The numbers will be displayed on the screen. So yes, joining us now is an award-winning dance artist and consultant, Benjamin Daniel, popularly known as Ben Dancer. He is the originator and founder of Ben Dancer Academy International, which is fully registered in the Corporate Affairs Commission, that's the CAC, in the year 2020. Hi, Ben. How are you?
I'm fine.
You don't want to put me on the spot.
I was going to say that.
Jesus.
I'm
He
proud
put
of
me
you.
on the
No,
spot.
no, I was going to say that I am proud of you because you are now a teacher too, a founder of an international dance academy.
I don't know what Joy is
So,
talking about, really.
I'm proud of you. I'm really proud of her right now.
Oh, my God. Let's start with Ben. How you doing?
I'm doing perfectly fine.
Coming to the
voice.
do you, see, I already told him, like, his voice is actually very nice. You sound very well, really, like, you sound good. So yeah, how was it like coming to the studio today? Was it stressful? Did we stress you? Did we need to kneel down? You know?
It's slightly stressful.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't say it's full stressful like. So I stay on the mainland. So basically, having all the
Oh
way
my
to
God.
move, navigate the traffic,
Yeah.
but I'm happy.
To be here.
Yeah, I actually love the adventure.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't always come to the island except if I have something to do. So every time I have to like come down here, I'm like, okay, let's see, let's see the
Right.
new updates, and So I'm really happy to be here, meeting amazing people.
Oh my God.
The crew, very welcoming. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Audio lamba, but it's fine. Audio lamba, but it's fine. So let's start with, I mean, the fact that you're a choreographer, right?
Yeah.
How's that? Like, tell us about the journey. How was it like? I'm very sure it's going to be like a bit chaotic, coming from a Nigeria background where, I mean, every Nigerian parent, I don't know of now, I feel like because of, we have like the new generations, we're trying to like teach them and put them through that, okay, there are some other, professions that actually come up regardless of the whole, we should leave the whole law and the whole medicine and all of those things aside, and we should also focus on other things, right?
Yeah.
So how was it like coming out to say, oh, Daddy, I want to be a dancer, I want to be teaching people how to dance and all of those things? Give us that journey.
Yeah. First of all, I want to thank you for this honor, having me in your studio, talk about dance.
Thank you.
And the relevance of it. So, for a start, I would say dance wasn't an easy one for me starting.
Okay.
I came from a strong Catholic believing faith family where I had parents who strongly believed that as a young man in the society, if you are not a doctor, a lawyer, you are not responsible in a way. But from the onset, very tender age of my life, I discovered dance, and I realized that, see, dance is not just something I would joke with. It's a gift for me, right? And I had to go find knowledge for it. And in finding that knowledge, it was very few people who had phones and, have access to internet. So it was really a hard nut to crack, right? So, but I never relented. I kept pushing forward, and I started as a dancer because there's a difference between a dancer and a choreographer.
Yeah. I wanted you to even put us on it, please.
Yeah, sure. So we talk about that. So I started learning, and wherever I hear that there is a dance knowledge to be shared via workshops, seminars, I come across books or any article online, I don't hesitate to get my hands on it, no matter how much it will cost me. So it wasn't easy, but we're here now.
Beautiful.
So I like the fact that you came from a space to first let us know that it wasn't easy. Because somebody like me, I would think that please just dance. Move your hand, move your leg, move your neck, shake your head, wind your eyes, you're good to go. But I'd like to know deep down, in-depth research right now. What are those biggest challenges you've faced as a choreographer, and how have you been able to navigate and cope with them?
As a choreographer, there are lots of challenges, right? So, for instance, as a choreographer, for you to choreograph a dance, you must have to be in depth with the culture. So, dance, it's not just a movement. It's a culture. It's a way of life. So, taking you back in time, before now, when our parents, or I would say our grandparents, or our forefathers before now, if I am a Yoruba man and you're an Igbo lady, there are certain things I cannot tell you because I'm not conversant with your dialect. But if I put it in a dance form, it's very easy for you to relate.
I agree.
So as dancers, first of all, as choreographers, we are custodians of culture. We carry messages in all of the dance we do, from the costumes we wear, from the body arts. In fact, I'm currently African indigenous dancers, and then I came across a part of body painting.
Okay.
All right, and how it's very important in the African culture. So you see, every one of those things are very significant. A time came when I came across the hair making, braiding, which is also part of dance. Yeah, at some point in the days of slavery, when they want to navigate a path, it's like a map, right? I want to explain to you that, okay, at this point, when you get to this point, at this point, I could actually put it on a braid. You could braid it, and someone can look at it and like, okay, there's a message here. There's a body painting I would make on my body that will literally tell you I'm passing a message. So it's
So I feel you, yeah. Now, speaking to those you said earlier about your dance knowledge for every time. I didn't know that there's a how to put it now, that there's a certain kind of place that you go to and they would teach you. Just like she said, really, I dance, right?
Yeah.
I literally have been dancing right from when I was in primary school.
Okay.
So, like, even down to like the native.
Yeah.
I do Edo particularly, yeah.
Awesome.
So that's like how much I love dancing.
Awesome.
Now, when it comes to dancing now, the only thing that, I mean, they want to put us through is probably like the song and just put us through on the movement and all of that. Yeah. So can you share about one or two knowledge of all of those things that you've learned when it comes to the dancing aspect?
Yeah, there are elements in dance.
Okay, put us through.
There are elements in dance. So basically, in elements, listing out the elements of dance, we have body, energy, space, and time, right? Okay. So when you don't articulate these things and bring everything together, it's you moving a body. If you don't put in the energy, it cuts out. Because if I'm putting 100% of my energy and you're putting probably 50, we're doing the same movement, but you can't feel the energy. And you know, energies are contagious.
Yes.
There are people that once they come around you, once they start dancing, you know that guy, they give their best. So
I agree.
it steers you to also pull in, right? Then space. I've come across dancers who do not understand stage management. Yeah. Moving in time. So you have to understand that, okay, if this is a stage, we have the upper stage, we have the middle stage, we have the lower stage, right? And under the natural, like the ground floor level, all right, we have different aspects of the stage. So at some point, there are certain moves you cannot make at a particular part of a stage because obviously your audience of that movement. So you have to understand the concept of stage management. Yeah, very important. And then costuming.
Okay.
Yeah. For every dance, there's a costume that goes with it to actually portray the pictures, and you don't put them into play. The message you are trying to pass out will be misinterpreted. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, and another thing again to factor also, it's this. Don't miss out on the story.
Okay.
All right. So you get dancers who come into play on stage and they're all about individuality. It will also defeat the effort of the collective group, So you understand when to move, how to move. Time is very important, is of the essence. So elements in dance, we have to look at it, we have to structure it, and we have to also let it.
Oh my wow! Thank you so much. Like really,
There's a whole lot,
I'm beginning to
man.
love our Tuesdays because there's certain things you just look at it and you're like, nah, don't worry.
But
you
truly,
get to see the in-depth
yeah.
knowledge about this. And
I
thank you
agree.
so much, Benjamin. I've never seen somebody that would break down in details, proper details, what dance and choreography look like. And I like the fact that you've come from a place of culture. and from a place of preserving African culture. And that's one thing I am very big on. I love to see a lot. So my question now to you is, how do you balance, or how do we begin to balance choreography and dances to continue on that cultural preservation, right? You mentioned that there are elements of that. You need to add in the energy, the costume, the space, and the time for everything to work together on the stage management. And then you also mentioned that dance itself, or choreography itself, tends to be what culture or some tradition make use of to speak. You said, if I'm Igbo and you're Yoruba and we don't understand our language, but we can dance, and dance can be a language tool for us to have a communication. So how do we continue to blend this or make a balance to the contemporary dance that we have right now to create and continue preserving culture in Nigeria and Africa beyond?
When the purpose of a thing is not defined, abuse is inevitable. So, first of all, do I have to teach you how to breathe? Because it's a way of life for you.
Yeah.
When something is a way of life for you, you don't struggle with it.
I agree.
Because the moment you are straying away from your original self, you as a person now said the greatest truth you could tell is the one you tell yourself, not the one people tell you.
Of course.
So, obviously, as Africans, we know what our cultures implies. We know where we're coming from. The place of respect, the place of what we wear, morality, right? What the society is all about. So if we look back at the things we wear right now, does it really portray who we are as Africans? Because in everything I do, from the way I behave, from the way what I wear, you could literally tell that this person is an African, right? So if it is in going back to what we wear, what we eat, our food, it's in all of these things. It's in all of these things. When you see proper African choreographed dances, some of them you literally see people dancing with food. They are significant. They are telling you something. They are passing a message to you. There are certain attires we wear. We are selling it out. So the best way we can preserve this culture is going back in time to the original self, to the originality of who we are in our music, in the clothes we, in how we talk. Because obviously, as we all know, coming from families or society, there's a certain way you cannot even talk to your elder. Because obviously, we are trained to believe that this person is way above you. So there's a way you should come. So also in dance. So dance is beyond movement. Every part of our day-to-day lives are mostly played in dance that we are not sensitive to. We just have to open our minds to look at the details, right? And that's the best way we can present. There's no other way we can do it. All right? We go on, by the time we go to the Western world, that's their culture. That's their culture. It's not a big deal. That's their culture, and they live it freely. So as Africans, if we also want to preserve our culture, we just have to look back inwards. Where are we coming from? What is our families? What are our cause and values? And once we look back, it will trace us back to our originality.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, guys. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've literally been enjoying this conversation. We'll be going on a short break, and when we come back, I want him to give us that differentiation between dance and choreography. Please stay with us. You're watching West Breakfast. If you're just tuning in, we're discussing an interesting subject, career perspective, the act of choreography in Nigeria. So yes, I mean, with me is Benjamin Daniel. So yes, on it, right? I was asking you, or I said before we go, it was a teaser rather.
Yeah.
Give us or help us with the explanation on the differentiation between a dance and choreography.
Good. Dance and choreography.
Okay.
A very interesting subject to talk about.
Come on.
He sat down there.
I like
Now,
the fact that he wants to talk about
See,
it.
the day Benjamin makes mistakes, he say, okay, I'm doing ministry. I bet you, all of you in this Nigeria, you will give your life to Christ, because no, he has command of voice, but hey, we're listening.
Thank you for that. So, to be very honest with you, first we have to define what dance is.
Okay.
And define what choreography is. Then from there, we can now get to what is dance. Dance is a rhythmic movement of a body, all right, at a particular given space and at a particular given time. It means, earlier I mentioned the basic element of dance, which is body, energy, space, and time, right? So you see, inclusively in the definition, you find the elements there. Choreography. A choreographer is someone who has studied music in all its rudiments, structurally, and then he's able to create a story out of, the music. So, for instance, I want to dance, right? I could dance to entertain you, but a choreographer would take you through a story. He will take you through a story. Okay, at this point, these villagers were here. They migrated from here to from point A to point B. And this is what transpired, right? But a dancer comes and a particular routine he has practiced, right? He just put it out there, plays the movements, and you're excited. Now, at the end of the day, there's no storytelling. So choreography is more of storytelling, just like more of pantomime. So pantomime is an advanced word for dance drama in dance, right? So it's a way different thing. So when you see the way I dance, you could literally tell. So first of all, I dance with Madikuti, right? The grandson of Fela.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and if you look at his kind of music, it's the dynamics. It's very evident. So we have to now look at the piano as an instrument. You have to look at the drum as an instrument. You have to look at the keyboard, the percussionist, right? Now, you now also have to look at the lyrics. So imagine you're interpreting that. You're also, for you to interpret it, you must have listened to the music. Every part, every instrument there to be able to interpret it. And then you have to listen to the lyrics to also portray what this person is saying. So you see, as a dancer, it's quite harder for you. But as a choreographer, now you have to listen. A lot of times, most of the dances I do, I have to script them. At this point, this is what I want to do. At this point, this is what I want to do. At this point, this is what I want to do.
Wow.
Yes.
So much details.
Yeah, you have to, yes. Because at some point, if you are Yoruba, for instance, and which Bata is a popular dance known in the Yoruba land, and I want to really pass a message with Bata dance, if I don't study the
Yoruba culture,
you know, you as a Yoruba person will feel insulted because no, this is, do you understand?
you're doing something wrong.
So me as a choreographer, I have to go into that because for me to express the culture of these people, I have to be intertwined with them. I have to feel what they feel. At some point, the originators of this dance, what inspired them to do this? So it is from that inspiration I drive to be able to create moves as a choreographer.
Yeah, so Benjamin, let's break the teaser here because I feel like we're in a lecture room right now.
Seriously.
But let's break the teaser. I like the fact that you've been able to differentiate between dancing and choreography. And you say one is about just moving to the rhythm, while the other tells a story. Let me tell you something that I'm sure all of us on this table and everyone watching me out there have done. Children's church. You came from heaven to earth to show us the way from the earth. Please, what is that?
That's dance.
No. I want to, they say it tells a story. I'm telling the story that he came from heaven to earth. So
good.
please, that particular dance, that is like an anthem for
Yeah.
every children church personality.
Yeah.
Now, if you really went to children church anyways, what do you call that? That particular thing they made us do.
So-
What is
so
it,
let-
dance or a choreography?
Let me be very honest with you, right?
Okay.
Dances are in levels. And if you look at most of the dances that were done in those days, they were done based on the knowledge of what we know.
Yeah.
We never had the exposure as we have right now. So you wouldn't also say it basically is a pantomime. Because pantomime is more of dance drama. And you see, when you're doing dance drama, you're actually interpreting
Sorry.
directly word to word.
Yeah.
But you see, when in terms of choreography, there's a little bit of there's an acting, there's wordplay, it's a lot. That you are doing is called pantomime, right? So you're just doing direct interpretation. It's garbage in, garbage
Garbage
out.
out.
Yeah, good. But you see, when you go from primary school, they will ask you, what is computer? You just go directly, right? If you come to university,
Nobody's gonna ask you that.
do you get? So it's going to be, it's the same, it's the same question in a different form that would need you to elaborate, expatiate, and elucidate, and all of that.
True.
yeah.
No lie, you are a lecturer. Then again, let's move away from this. Now, let's come to the business of dancing and choreography.
Yeah.
And let's look at it as a career now, in career perspective. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Now, how do you approach collaborations, and what do you believe to make a successful artistic partnership when it comes to choreography, especially African culture?
Yeah, a lot of things I put into consideration.
Okay.
Because first of all, as a choreographer, what are my cause and values? Every company has what they represent, and they have the targeted market audience. What are they trying to sell? So first of all, as a choreographer, what do I portray? I portray African culture. I promote morality. I promote spirituality, because for me, dance is more spiritual than physical.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you said, I think I would need a bit more of elaboration on that, or probably, because when you say dance is more spiritual, could you give us probably like a more better insight so we understand?
Okay, good. Music is first of all spiritual itself,
Yes.
right? So for you to be able to, so whenever I am dancing, what I do is I go into the mind of the writer of this music. What must have inspired them? There are people who wrote music from the place of pain.
Yes, you would. Yes.
You could literally feel the power in whatever it is they are doing. So for me, as a choreographer, I'm not just coming to dance to the rhythm of what they are singing to. First of all, what must have inspired this? Now I go back to that place. Now from that place, it's totally going deeper beyond the physical, because I wasn't there when he wrote the music. But in me picturing it from a spiritual point of view, is me extracting everything he was trying to portray. Then I bring it into. So you see, at that point, it's beyond entertainment. It's way spiritual. Because some people are trying to express their pain, right? So that's what I mean by, and whenever I dance, I feel I am expressing another creative aspect of God.
Love it. I feel like
That's a
I feel
shaking
like,
table. That is it.
I think that's what you're probably like what motivates you.
Yeah.
I know. I think that's what motivates you. I think I agree with you, because to some extent, I think I see myself in that light too when I'm dancing. So now, I remember Joy spoke about the business part, right?
Yeah.
How do you make money off choreography? Because, I mean, from everything you've said, it feels like there's going to be a whole lot of explaining. There'll be a whole lot of, okay, how do I gather people? How do you even get to like go to these dances? Just give us that journey. How is it like? How do you make money off choreography? Yeah.
So before now, the truth is, for every business you start, you can't get money eventually when you start.
Okay.
It's a process.
Definitely.
So people have to see the level of consistency. I've been dancing professionally in the dance industry for 17 years.
Woo, a decade and 7. Okay, beautiful.
Yeah. So it's been a long time coming. So when you see a product of this man here standing, it's a product of consistency.
Yeah,
It's a product of
efforts.
hard work.
I
It's a
agree.
product of, dedication. So for you to be successful in every business, check every sector. These things are not lacking. Consistency, dedication, hard work, resilience, right? So first of all, you have to understand that before you come and say, oh, I will make money off this thing in the moment I come. No, it doesn't work like that.
Okay.
Some people might take longer, some people might take shorter,
Okay.
but they cannot be the elements of those success, which is the hard work and whatever it is I mentioned earlier, cannot be over emphasized. So basically, first of all, one thing you need to know: knowledge. Go seek for knowledge about whatever it is that you want to do. Right? You have to seek for knowledge. How do I do this? And what are your targeted audience? There are certain dances I do, to be very honest with you, it is not for certain age grade of people. No matter how much you look at it, you can't relate to it. So first of all, in market, look at your targeted audience. Who am I trying to target this thing to? That's first. Secondly, positioning. How do I position myself to attract the level of the people I want to, get? Because for everything you sell, there are people who will buy it.
Definitely.
So you have to look at your targeted market, right? Thirdly, you have to involve the service of a legal practitioner or a legal advisor, because as dancers, we have what we call the intellectual property. Because whatever it is that you're doing is coming
Yeah, it's
from,
coming from
and
your head.
you
I
own
agree.
it. You're the
I agree.
originator of it.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, so once you have a Lego practitioner, he guides you. Okay, at this point, we can't do this. You can't do this dance. You can't do this. You can't put this out there because it belongs to someone, right? Then thirdly, if you have the resources, get a studio, because the knowledge you have, people want to learn. So once you have a studio, people engage your services. A lot of times people reach out to me. Ben, I think I have a particular music, and you are the only person that can interpret that music, and I want you to choreograph it for me. Okay, how much would it cost me to choreograph it? Okay, this is how much I charge. They come to me. All right. Secondly, brand. To influence a brand, there are brands that cannot easily relate to what you're saying if certain people do not talk about it. So if I want to talk about, if you look at the level of energy I dance, you know that there's a lot to it. And I've never used any form of drug, alcohol, nothing, prayer, So there are certain brands that can relate to, man, this energy is pure. When you speak about it, people can easily relate with it because you are in that space.
I agree.
So in brand influencing, it also brings you out. I took you back to culture, right? What we wear. There are a lot of brands who promote culture. And for them to be able to sell out this, they need a particular person in that, who understands the vision of what they're trying to portray. And you come into play. So when you style, I'm a fashion model. I fashion for brands and all of that. So you see, money script it. Tell you at this point you will need these dancers, you will need this. Sometimes some people go and bring 100 dancers, which 50 dancers can actually do it. Once you have a good choreographer that can choreograph it for you, there are certain dances that you will bring 10 people, and I can tell you only 20 people can achieve this, because we have to picture this, we have to factor this, we have to factor this, right? So I do a lot of that too. I don't have to really be on stage or in front of the camera. I could just sit down, write a script, consult for you, come look at the dancers, and you pay me my money.
So Benjamin, in just 1 minute, what is that one thing you'd want to say to? No, it's nice to just inform choreographers out there what
I think
they
he
need
has
to learn.
already, to be
It's
fair.
fine.
I mean, he spoke about the whole consistency and all of these things, right? So I feel like young young choreographers or young dancers, great guys, and we'll be diving straight when we come back to book review. Please stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. It's the book review segment. So yes, the book we're reviewing is the Atomic Habits. If you're following, you know that. And it's authored by James Clear. So yes, it's chapter 8, which says how to make a habit irresistible. And what I'll just say is, okay, so we are in the second law. You know, we're talking about the first law before now. From chapter 1 down to chapter 7 was on the first law, which is make it obvious as the cue, right? So we're in the the law 2, which is making it attractive. So one way that you can make your habits irresistible is to make it attractive. So yes, let me just bring you into the family. We're talking about, this book is just to actually change your perspective or a narrative to a certain kind of thing. There are people that have bad behaviors and they want to change it. So, you know, there are many of us that have there's one bad habit that we have like that I want to change, you know.
Yeah.
So when you read Atomic Habits, it's definitely going to like take you through that journey. You cannot actually change. You know, you're speaking about getting how to like get revenue, or before you start making money, it takes, I mean, consistency, intentionality, and all of these things. So the truth is, nobody makes money, boom. Success doesn't just come like that. No. It's efforts that you've put in place every time. So literally, that's how habits or behavior is like. Yeah. Once you want to change a certain kind of habits, you have to now first of all, make it obvious to yourself that, okay, this particular habit, I want to change it. Then secondly, you have to make it attractive to you, something that it has to work for you, right? Yeah. So with time, you see yourself changing. You will not just have good behavior just like that. Yeah. It has to take time. So you will definitely fail, but at some point, I mean, you'd always rise up. Let's hear what Joy has to say.
So basically, for me, it's a thing of making your habits to be very, and you have to make it unattractive to you. You have to see reasons why this doesn't move me again, or why am I doing this? Why on earth is the reason why I'm doing this? I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday, and the person was talking about it too. And I said, okay, so what is the reason behind tattooism, if there's any word like that? And he said, it just speaks freedom for me. And because I don't want to do it, or because I am somebody that loves tattoo and I really want to do it. So somebody beside me might want to ask, no, why should freedom be the
Reaching Dialogue? It's a heartfelt thanks to our wonderful guests. Thank you so much, Ben, for coming. And yes, our viewers out there, thank you so much for tuning in.